Be honest. Does your paycheck already have plans before it even hits your account? Rent is waiting like a mob boss, bills are lining up like debt collectors in a movie, and your bank balance is basically just a layover on its way to zero. Sound familiar? Well, here's the truth. You don't need a bigger paycheck. You need to stop playing by broken money rules designed to keep you broke. Today, I'm going to hand you the exact system that flips the cycle on its head. No spreadsheets, no guilt. No pretending you're going to stop buying Starbucks next week. I think it's about time we break out of the paycheck prison once and for all. Let's break it down. Part 1. Timing over willpower. The hidden trap. All right, let's kick this off with a wake-up call. You don't suck at managing money, you don't need a stricter budget, and you definitely don't need another app nagging you to stop buying iced coffee. The real reason you're stuck paycheck to paycheck? Your money's showing up late to the party while your bills are already drunk and fighting. Think about it. Your paycheck lands on the 1st, but rent, car payment, utilities, and that random subscription you forgot about all demand cash on the 28th. That's 3 days before you get paid. So what do? Swipe the credit card. Borrow from Next Week Me. Juggle payments like you're in the circus. And the cycle repeats. That's not bad spending. That's broken timing. For real, it's like showing up to a concert at 8:30 when the band started at 7. You missed the first song, the merch line is gone, and you're stuck in the back. Timing ruins the whole experience, even if you bought the ticket. Same paycheck, same bills, wrong timing. Here's your fix. Call your landlord or your phone provider. Ask to shift your due date closer to payday. Most companies will do it if you just ask. If they won't budge, pay it early one time to reset the cycle. Create one anchor day right after payday, where all the big bills get taken care of. And look, I'm not saying you need a monk-level budget. You just need your money calendar to stop acting like it's on crack. Okay, you've stopped tripping over your own calendar, but now let's deal with the silent vampires draining you every month, those sneaky ghost subscriptions you forgot about. Part 2. Subscription triage. Stop paying ghost bills. All right, let me ask you this. Do you know how many subscriptions you're paying for right now? No, really. Could you list them all? Because chances are you've got a couple of sneaky ones hanging out in the shadows, sipping pina coladas with your hard-earned money. See, companies aren't dumb. They live for the free trial. Why? Because they know you'll forget to cancel. That $9.99 a month turns into $119 a year. And that's just one app. Stack that across Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, random cloud storage, that meditation app you opened once during finals week, and suddenly your bank account looks like a group project where you're the only one paying. Here, let me give you a relatable example for you animal lovers out there. It's like adopting a bunch of invisible pets. At first, they're cute, $4.99 here, $12.99 there. But suddenly, you're feeding 20 of them and you don't even remember their names. And meanwhile, you're wondering why your paycheck vanishes. Newsflash, you're not broke, you're just sponsoring Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and probably 2 different audiobook platforms you haven't touched since 2021. Here's the fix. It's called the subscription triage system. 3 simple boxes. Keep, downgrade, kill. Keep subscriptions you actually use every single week. If it sparks joy and saves you money elsewhere, it stays. Downgrade. Services you enjoy but don't need at full throttle. Drop 4K Netflix down to HD, or switch from individual Spotify Premium to a family plan. You'll barely notice the difference. Your wallet will. Kill everything else. If you had to think twice about the last time you used it, it's a goner. Cancel. Goodbye. Watch, I'm about to drop a stat that might blow your mind. The average American spends $133 a month on unused or forgotten subscriptions. That's $1,596 a year. Imagine what you could do with that. Build your microfloat, pay down debt, or literally just buy food that doesn't come from the dollar menu. And you know what's scarier than a horror movie? Checking your Apple ID purchases and realizing you've been paying $9.99 a month for a calm breathing app you downloaded one time, ironically, because you were stressed about money. Here's what I want you to do. This weekend, log into your bank or credit card statement and scroll the last 90 days. Every $5 to $20 recurring charge goes into one of the 3 boxes. Cancel right then and there. Don't make a mental note. Mental notes don't cancel subscriptions. But let me pause real quick, because if you're not already subscribed to the channel, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our financial freedom playlist to not only break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, but to see what true wealth is really about. And make sure to subscribe. Anyways, now that we just stopped your money from leaking like a busted faucet, plugging holes isn't enough. We need to reroute the flow so your money starts working for you automatically. Enter the 60-30-10 split. Part 3, the 60-30-10 split autopilot cash flow. Watch this. Here's the move the rich swear by. And no, it's not some shady offshore account in the Cayman Islands. It's called the 60-30-10 split. Every paycheck, you divide your money the moment it lands. 60% goes into your bills hub. 30% goes into everyday spending. 10% goes into future, that savings account you swore you'd actually use this year. Seriously, picture your money like 3 kids. Bills is the big, hungry teenager who eats everything in the fridge. Every day is your middle child. Fun, but chaotic. And future is the baby who gets ignored until something goes wrong. The 60-30-10 split makes sure all 3 get fed, even if it means baby future finally gets some attention. Most people make the fatal mistake of spending first and saving whatever's left. Spoiler alert, there's never anything left. With this split, saving comes first, before rent, before groceries, before gas. You build wealth by treating future like a bill that's non-negotiable. My cousin started this with just $400 checks. Within 90 days, she stopped panicking every time her phone buzzed with a bank alert. Why? Because her rent money was never hanging out with her pizza money. Separate accounts, separate lives, zero drama. I mean, think of it like dating apps. You don't put everyone in the same chat group. You keep them separate so things don't get messy. Same with your money. Bills doesn't need to see what you and pizza are up to on Friday night. Cool. Now your paycheck knows where to go without you micromanaging it. But what happens when life throws a curveball, like a $100 to $80 electric bill in July? That's where the microfloat comes in. Part 4. The $250 microfloat, your shock absorber. Now, before you even think about a fancy emergency fund, you need a microfloat, your financial shock absorber. It's just $250 that permanently lives in your bills account, quietly waiting for the day life sucker punches you. And tell me if this sounds familiar. Ever had your electric bill jump by $60 because you blasted the AC all July, or had some random annual fee sneak out of nowhere? Without a buffer, that's panic mode. With a microfloat, that's Tuesday. You sigh, sip your coffee, and move on. Want to know why it works? Well, most people skip straight to save $1,000 for emergencies. And then they quit because it feels impossible. A microfloat is bite-sized. It's like putting training wheels on your bank account. It keeps you upright when things wobble. Here's how to build it, step by step. For the next 4 paychecks, skim off $60 to $70 from your everyday account. Funnel it straight into your bills account. Once it hits $250 to $300, you stop touching it. Ever. This money isn't for pizza, not for impulse Amazon buys, not even for gas unless you want chaos next week. It's for stability only. Honestly, think of it as emotional support money. It just sits there, doesn't bark, doesn't need to be walked, but gives you peace knowing it's there. Basically, your financial therapy dog without the shedding. Now don't get it twisted. This isn't a dang vacation fund. Don't take Mr. Microfloat to Cancun. He doesn't like margaritas. He likes spreadsheets. All right, so now you've got shock absorbers. But let's be real. If you're drowning in debt, even the best suspension won't save you. Let's talk about killing debt without starving yourself. Part 5, Cycle Smart Debt Plan. Kill it without starving yourself. Let's be honest. Debt is like that ex who won't stop texting. You block them, they show up with a new number. You ignore them. They slide into your DMs at 2 a.m. See, trust me. You can't ghost debt, but you can put it on mute and deal with it on your terms. In my opinion, here's the problem with traditional debt payoff advice. Some gurus tell you to go scorched earth, throw every spare penny at debt until you're free. But let's be real. If you starve your budget to death, you'll burn out in 30 days and end up right back where you started, just with extra interest. The paycheck-to-paycheck cycle doesn't care about your good intentions. It cares about stability. The fix. It's called Avalanche plus Guardrails. Here's how to kill debt smart without wrecking your cash flow. Step 1. Avalanche strategy. Line up your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Pay minimums on everything. Throw any extra cash only at the highest interest one. Why? Because every dollar you put there is like slapping compound interest in the face. Step 2. Guardrail number 1. Fixed extra payment. Pick a realistic fixed extra, like $50 per paycheck. Not $200 one week, $0 the next. Predictability greater than intensity. Think of it like going to the gym. One steady workout a week beats 3 weeks of CrossFit and then ghosting your membership for 6 months. Step 3. Guardrail number 2. Protect the bills hub. Debt only gets money from your everyday account, not from bills. Rent and lights stay sacred. If you can't make the extra 1 month, you skip it guilt-free. Stability comes first, speed comes second. Because let's be real, your debt snowball shouldn't roll downhill and crush your rent. Paying off debt while skipping groceries isn't financial discipline. It's financial cosplay. It's all about psychology, and here's how you fix it. Every time you make an extra payment, screenshot it. Start a folder on your phone called Receipts. Watching that balance shrink gives you a dopamine hit. And trust me, that high feels better than any Starbucks Frappuccino. Here's my challenge to you. This week, log in. Line up your debts, pick your fixed extra, and set an auto pay from your everyday account. 1 hour of setup now can save you thousands over time. That's not an exaggeration, it's math. Okay, now you've stopped the bleeding, but cutting expenses and tackling debt only gets you halfway. To really break the paycheck cycle, you need to quietly boost your income, and not in the work 3 jobs and never sleep way. Let's talk about stealth income. Part 6, the micro retainer, stealth side income. Look, forget grinding DoorDash until 2 a.m. Rich people love retainers. Steady, boring money that shows up every month. You need just one. Examples: $150 per month for managing a local cafe's Instagram, $200 per month mowing lawns for one duplex, $250 per month tech support for your uncle's small business. These little retainers are financial shock troops. They don't quit when you're tired. Action steps. Pick a small skill. Create a 1-page offer. I'll do X for $150 per month. DM 10 businesses you know. Offer a 2-week trial. All right, now you've got defense and offense. Let's wrap it into a weekly ritual that keeps you in control. Part 7, the 10-minute weekly reset Sunday sweep. Okay, now here's the part where we turn your finances from chaotic to chill. No spreadsheets, no hours of budgeting, just 10 minutes every Sunday. I call it the Sunday sweep, and it works like brushing your teeth. Tiny daily effort, massive long-term payoff. And watch, I'll give you an analogy. Most people treat their finances like laundry. They ignore it until the pile is so big, they want to set it on fire. The Sunday sweep prevents the mess. 10 minutes a week keeps you from spending hours untangling overdrafts, surprise fees, and oops, forgot that bill. Here are the exact steps. Move. Double-check your 60-30-10 transfers happened. If not, trigger them manually. Verify. Look at your bills hub. Are this week's bills covered? If not, adjust now, not when Netflix shuts you out. Top up. If every day went low, move $20 from your fun envelope, not from bills. Bills stay sacred. Plan. Pick one money task for the week. Cancel a ghost subscription, call your internet provider, or send 2 side hustle DMs. Just one. Tiny actions compound faster than you think. I once had a friend who started doing this. She said it felt silly at first, like, how is 10 minutes gonna fix years of money stress? But by week 3, she realized her account hadn't overdrafted once. By month 2, she was actually ahead of bills for the first time ever. 10 minutes. That's less than a TikTok scroll session. Like seriously, if you can spend 2 hours watching Netflix's "Are You Still Watching?" pop up, you can spend 10 minutes making sure you don't get evicted while watching it. I personally like to anchor it to something you already do. Sunday night coffee, boom, sweep time. Favorite show? Do it during the opening credits. Pair the habit with something fun so it doesn't feel like a chore. And please just chill out. The Sunday sweep isn't about being perfect. It's about building momentum so money doesn't sneak up and sucker punch you midweek. Now that you've got a weekly ritual locking everything down, it's time to add a cheat code most people waste: the magical extra paycheck month. Part 8, the 13th paycheck month, hidden bonus hack. If you're paid bi-weekly, 2 months a year, you'll get a magical 3rd paycheck. Most people waste it, not you. Here's the plan. Bills Hub only ever gets 2 paychecks. That 3rd one, 100% goes to future or debt. Average gain, $900 to $1,500 a year. That's not theory. That's math. And I'll tell you something else. That's not a bonus. It's rent in disguise. Free money only if you don't touch it. And if your income isn't steady, don't worry. We've got a hack for that too. Part 9, if your income fluctuates. Percentages, not dollars. Gig work? Freelance? Don't budget with fixed dollars. Budget with percentages. 60-30-10 always applies, no matter how much you make. Big week, future gets fat. Small week, future still gets fed, even if it's just $8. Here's a rule I like to repeat. Once Bill's Hub is at 1.25 times your monthly expenses, skim the extra to future. That way, big weeks build a bridge for small weeks. Newsflash, your money's moody. You're the adult. Now, what about social life? Because nothing breaks a budget like payday on Fridays. Part 10, social life without sabotage. Fun envelope. Here's how you stop saying, "I'm broke" to your friends. Create a fun envelope that refills every Friday with a set amount. $25, $40, whatever works. Empty on Thursday? That's it. Game night in. Friday? Boom, it refills. This is exactly what you say, "I'm in for the free part, skipping the $70 brunch." I've got a Friday budget. What's the $20 version of this? This turns guilt into boundaries. You're not saying no, you're saying not this week. And once you can enjoy life without imploding your paycheck, you're basically free. If you're ready to end broke Fridays for good, drop a comment with the words, "I'm building wealth," so I know you're serious. But if today was about breaking the cycle, the next video is about stacking wealth quietly. I'll show you the real reason why budgeting actually is what keeps you poor. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.